Welcome to the next edition of eTV here at Electronica 2012, the world's leading trade fair for electronic components, systems, and applications. Exactly 2,669 exhibitors from 48 countries are presenting electronic products, innovations, and milestones within the next 4 days. eTV will offer you an exclusive insider view into the greatest platform of the electronic sector. At the CEO Roundtable, the CEOs of ST Microelectronics, NXP Semiconductors, Freescale Semiconductor, and Infineon Technologies are discussing the significance of electronics in the field of smart energy solutions, which is one of the main topics of Electronica.
Semiconductor solutions for the Smart Grid Challenge is on the agenda of this year's CEO Roundtable. The leading minds in the industry take a look into the future of intelligent power supply.
Well, we had a roundtable that was related to smart grid. And I think the overwhelming conclusion is there's a huge opportunity for semiconductor companies and a huge opportunity for the world to make the grid smarter, more efficient, and to have less of a carbon footprint.
The smart grid is not only one challenge, it is the challenge of the final device using the power. There you have to have power efficiency with all the devices in. You have to transport power. There you have to have high power semiconductors being able to switch on and off and redirect power. You have to have microcontrollers and sensors being able to control the flow of electrical energy. So bringing all this together, having a high reliability, you do not want that your home gets dark when your energy is switched off by a failing device. So you see there is a multitude, and all of this, of course, very cost effective.
Yeah, so the interesting facts associated with the challenges that face the smart grid in the future is actually the deployment, because some of those have to be legislated or orchestrated, and without a central body doing that, I think it presents some challenges. It's unique that in China, their new 5-year plan, one of the key highlights of their 5-year plan is actually some specifics on energy reduction. So we think that the deployment of smart grids, smart homes, intelligent lighting may actually accelerate in China faster than other regions of the world based on the specific goals that have been established in the 5-year plan.
It's not only about smart grid here at Electronica. Here are today's topics.
Smart energy solutions, LED, energy harvesting.
Intelligent energy management is not only essential in a smart grid, but also in smaller dimensions, like in our houses. The semiconductor industry continually sets new standards for smart energy solutions with intelligent technical innovations.
The Janet IP standard that we launch here is good because it is very easy to link this to the internet. And I think that more and more these kind of systems will be linked to the internet or will be controlled from a tablet or an iPhone. And this kind of IP-based network makes it very easy to bridge from the low power network to the Wi-Fi environment or the Ethernet environment.
The closing of doors or the dimming of lights, NXP Semiconductors is relying on energy-efficient systems such as wireless solutions and energy harvesting in the house of tomorrow. Wireless communication also takes center stage at Vishay. It is not only homes that can benefit from its antenna technology.
The concept applies really in any kind of machine-to-machine communication, whether it's a meter, an electricity meter that's transmitting data back to the electric company, a gas meter or water meter, or even in the factory we've got two machines that are talking to each other, communicating information. The advantage of the part, you don't have a very long telescopic antenna that you have to worry about assembling and hand assembling. These products are picked in place just like standard surface mount capacitors or resistors or inductors, and so it's very easy from a manufacturability perspective. That's why we think it's one of the advantages.
In the future, our energy is not only going to run through intelligent power networks and be transmitted wirelessly, it might even be commonplace that devices harvest their own energy from the atmosphere. The possibilities of so-called energy harvesting are very versatile, from the laying on of hands to vibration. Learn about the technical context and which requirements the electric system has to fulfill.
So-called energy harvesting is particularly smart. Through this, the user wins small amounts of electrical energy from mechanical switching, vibrations, air currents or temperature differences. The Fraunhofer Institute for Integrated Circuits has long since been an important link in the chain. As a research institution and commercial partner in the field of microelectronic systems, the IIS is looking far into the future. Ultimately, you can imagine it like this. A sensor network for the surveillance of buildings and structures, etc., has over 100 sensor nodes that need to be powered. It is simply very expensive to change the batteries every 1 or 2 years, and ultimately, I can definitely see the potential of energy harvesting in such applications. The colleagues from the Institute for Manufacturing Technology and Applied Materials Research combine different technologies and thus find tailor-made energy harvesting solutions. For example, printed electronics for heat generators. For many people, just dreams of the future. At Electronica 2012, the future has already arrived.
The semiconductor industry faces enormous challenges in developing new technologies for smart energy solutions. Smart energy solutions, however, offer a good chance for companies for innovation and market success. In our daily statement of the day, Satoshi Sawamura, president of Rohm Semiconductor, explains the topic's impact on the industry and his own company.
SES gives us great hope. We are expecting a lot from this energy-saving environmental technology. We are making enormous efforts in this area. We are extending our business segments, starting with silicon carbides and on through to multi-part devices.
Displays nowadays are much more than only monitors. Touch screens are becoming more and more multifunctional and robust. Take a look at the latest developments. I'm standing here at Electronic Assembly with the General Manager, Stefan Eber. Mr. Eber, can you tell me what we're looking at and why it's so important?
Yeah, we are looking at our new display developments. We did it the last 2 years. And we try to make it as easy as possible for our customers and as flexible as possible.
And I understand too that there's a lot more flexibility in design as well?
Yeah.
How does that work?
At the one hand, more and more customers are using TFT displays, and formerly they tried it or started with monochrome ones. And if you want to control a TFT display, a software engineer needs about half a year or longer to control the display.
Okay.
So we decided that's not the really work of a software engineer. They should concentrate on the layout, and that's why we try to make these TFT displays more intelligent. So that's why we put 3 interfaces on board. We gave them an own memory, and so you don't need any more hardware components or software components. It runs with the USB interface board immediately.
Okay, wow, so it's ready to go?
Ready to go.
Flexible, energy efficient?
Yeah, that's
What more could you ask for?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Eber.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Quite impressive what electro-technology can accomplish nowadays. Smart energy solutions will cause high potential. For example, LED technology in the future. Wolfgang Lex, Vice President of Visible LED at Osram, can tell us about the latest and the future-to-be evolution of LED. Wolfgang Lex, welcome.
Welcome.
So, Mr. Lex, what are we sitting in? What's the meaning of all this? What's it for?
Actually, this is a reduced show car only to the function of lighting and sensing applications in a car.
Okay. Such as?
Such as front lighting is exterior. You have the interior lighting here, mood lighting, and on the rear side of the car, the rear combination light from different technology for the future, like organic LEDs.
Okay, oh, okay. What are organic LEDs? I've heard of LED, but what is organic LED?
Organic LED, you can imagine, this is a kind of a light source, which is instead of a light point,
right,
like a LED, a light area.
Okay.
Light area means it can be shaped along the car. Gives you freedom of a design for designer of a car.
Okay, and I've also heard something about that the lights you can adjust the light according to your mood or according to your outfit.
Exactly, this is a trend inside the car where the customer can choose the interior lighting. Today I feel orange, you can tune your interior completely in orange or color on demand, whatever you like.
Wow, okay, well I'm looking forward to that, Mr. Lex. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thank you.
LED technology is essential in future automotive development, but that's by far not the only reason you can see several vehicles around here. Join us tomorrow and find out more about automotive technology at Electronica 2012.